Hi there. We are in our last practice for Guan Yin in this way, the way that I've been doing it for the last several years. And I'm super excited about it. I think it's really, really good to have done this since 2016. I started doing this in August of 2016. And it was motivated by moving here to Dunsmuir, living near this waterfall, and having the experience of Guanyin here. And I still have the experience of Guanyin here, and it's still going to keep happening in a way. But I just feel like it's time for me to make some changes in my life. Since 2016, every morning I wake up, I feed the cats, I make my coffee. Sometimes I, do a little couple errands or, tasks around the house, get myself ready, and then I come sit down and I do practice. And that's Monday through Friday, most weeks, but it's not always, but most weeks it's Monday through Friday, except when I'm traveling. And, in this time period, I have myself personally recited a couple 100,000 of Guanyin's mantras. I stopped counting personally for myself after about 150,000, but then I kept count as part of the collective. And as part of the collective, um, I'm really, you know, humbled by the dedication that people showed, and at the same time it was the most natural thing in the world that people have been so dedicated. And we've recited probably around 1,200,000, maybe 1,300,000 mantras collectively that we've counted, and then there's all the ones that we don't count, that we just do when we do them. So there's something really magical about having seen this wheel turn. And if you ever think you're going to miss Guanyin practice, I have a YouTube channel called Daily Devotions. I started keeping it in 2020. There's over 400 daily devotion videos there. If you ever miss it, you could almost even just go back to the date that you're on and see if you can find it in one of those years. So, there's don't worry about missing it. But the real message, the thing that I think I need to say that's the most important is this: part of the reason that I have to stop doing this practice this way is because I don't want any of us to have the delusion that this is Guanyin practice. Because realistically, the only reason we do this inside of this container is so that life is Guanyin practice. And the only reason we sit and chant mantras in this container with our malas is because every word of our speech should be the mantra. Our words should be the effect of Om Mani Padme Hum in the world. Om Mani Padme Hum, like a breath, so easy, so natural. That's what we're after. So, you know, if there's anything I've come to over these 8 years of doing this practice, it is that the practice that we do on the cushion is literally just the ritual formulation that helps us to go and live the practice in the world. So we're making room to go live this practice. Those of us who have been doing this together for a long time, I'm going to go make room to live my practice. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to come stand in front of my altar, and I'm just going to do whatever comes to my mind, whatever arises naturally. And as a priestess who trains other priestesses, I think one of the things that I try to teach is this balance, this equinoctial balance between discipline and spontaneity. We have to have both. There's a lot of people who are great at the spontaneity part, not so great at the discipline part. That's part of the reason I undertook the practice, was to get better at the discipline part. But the discipline part can begin to overwhelm the spontaneity if we allow that. And so it's time to I'm going to allow myself 3 months now of complete spontaneity because I have thoughts about coming back and doing other practices. I will come back and do practices in the future. I am an online practitioner in a way, but I need 3 months of spontaneity to figure out exactly what feels like it's the right thing. And then I have all the confirmation that it's the right thing. So I don't want to say or promise exactly what I'm going to do next because I'm cooking. I'm cooking. I'm glad I've helped you. And it is like just an important thing. I mean, really, like it's an important thing for me to go grow so that what I have to offer you is even better. Truly, it's important for me to have that. And I kind of, with my Scorpio moon, I don't want to like do a lot of my, you know, trial and error in public. I have quite enough trial and error in public in my life that enough. So, let's not get overly sentimental about it. Let's just do it. We are in the month of Tara, and we just completed the 21st of the 21 Taras that we were working with on YouTube. I'm going to keep those videos up and able to be seen by the public on my YouTube channel, the 21 Tara Sadhana, for maybe a couple days. But then I'm gonna make it not public because I want to just like do it next year again and do even better. So if you feel like you'd like to see those videos, just let me know and I'll send you the link once I've made them private. Um, especially if you did the practice. Um, so our brief wind horse practice of Tara by the master, Patrul Rinpoche. Lume chosum chidang jetsunma galyung patmadrome jintu yi daki tsitsu pelcho nyandratnam yarnu dadang yarji soshindu kipar kate wangtang lungtanam nyampa soshing chetu gawa long chile jekpe chile lekpe damdru ndrwa dang setting nime dedang denjurshi. Through the blessing and power of the unfailing Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and of Jetsunma, mother of the Buddhas, noble Tara, may our lifespan, merit, prosperity, and renown increase like a waxing moon, like a rising summer lake. Especially may our good fortune, Wangtang and Wind Horse, be healed when they weaken, rejoined when interrupted, and raised up when sinking down. May whatever we do turn out well, and may long life, good health, peace, and happiness be ours. Lume choksum chidang jetsunma, galyung patmadrome jintuyi, daki sitsu peljornyan dratnam, yarnu danang yarji sashindu. Kepar kache wangtang lungtanam, nyampa sashing chetu yawalong, chije lepe lamdu jawadang, sering nime dedang denjurshi. And drawing our Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power Oracle. This is by Laura Shanti. And she's like us. She's a Dharma practitioner who also has journeyed through other types of spiritual paths and alchemizes them. Kali Tromanakmo's mandala mansion, stand firm to cut through tension, doubt, and fear. Our last one of the last day, Kali comes in and says, hey, remember me? I'm still here. Okay, I'm listening, Tromanakmo. Kali's mandala glows dark midnight blue as Kali's color is blue-black. The outer edge is a ring of fire, and inside that is a fence, providing protection from any who would enter unprepared or without the right motivation. Passing through these levels, you approach a lotus, born in the muck beneath the water and rising up into the purity of the sky. It has bloomed from her heart and invites you in. The syllables Hari Nisa, part of her mantra, slowly appear on the petals, glowing and then burning and shining brighter and brighter. Their light invites the nectar of wisdom from the hearts of all Buddhas to dissolve within you, mixing together to become a great ocean of wisdom. Kali, or in Tibetan, Trumanakmo, um, is the great wrathful mother of compassion, the great wrathful mother of compassion. Her intensity burns through the fabric of duality, the illusion of this and that, right and wrong, the idea of a God that's separate from me. She is the main deity in the Vajrayana pacification of suffering practice called Chut. It is traditionally done in cremation grounds and places that bring us face to face with fear so that we will learn to cut through the obstacles of tension, doubt, and fear that deny us access to joy. Chud is ancient. It's one of the earliest Vajrayana sadhanas. It's a practice of self-sacrifice. Doing chud starts with visualizing making an offering of our most valuable possession, our body, and transforming it into a magical nectar as a gift to all beings in all realms. Man, Kali will bring you to your, not even to your knees, she will bring you with your forehead to the floor. And through making that offering, we initiate a flow between us and everything else. We begin to appreciate that all forms are completely interconnected and that there is, in fact, an underlying unity. Her mandala is a map that shows the way from the outer world through the layers of an energetic system into an inner sacred world where you meet the divine. It is a microcosm of the macrocosm, be it a universe, an ecosystem, a human being, or one cell. All are organized by the same dynamism and all have a similar structure. Mandalas help focus the mind and keep meditation places sacred. Like the rose windows in European cathedrals, they are a circle of beauty with symbols that move from chaos to a still point to illustrate leaving the wildness of the outer world to find the harmony within. Okay. Laura Shanti, you're killing me today. Kali. When I first started doing this practice in 2016, this man used to come on my practice and he started to reach out to me and like on the internet men will try to talk to you, so you just can't always like really engage. But there was something about this man, I was like, well, what's he want to say? And he shared with me that where he's from in Sri Lanka, there's a form of Kali called Kali Manyo, and she's Kali she's a Guan Yin that has weapons. It's a form of Guan Yin. She's Guan Yin. He said, in this deity, we have both Guan Yin and Kali as one in Sri Lanka. And I was fascinated by it. And then, even then, I found, do I have it here? A postcard of her. Maybe it's here. No, that's not her. I can't find it right now, but I have a postcard of her. Okay. And then earlier this week, someone came to town, very special lady, a sister in Tara, and she brought me a Guanyin statue that has the arms like Kali with the weapons. It's such a rare statue. You never see them like this. And the arms come out from the body. You can actually take them out and rearrange them. And they're holding like a dagger and a, text and, all of the different symbols that Kali holds. And on that same day, I haven't heard from this man that I spoke with back in 2016. I haven't heard from him in probably like at least 6 years. And on that same day that that statue was given to me, he tuned into practice. I saw his name flicker by. They all are really together behind us. You can't have Kuan Yin without Kali. You can't have Kali without Kuan Yin. They are one. What I'll say is this without getting too emotional about it, but I know for sure that from the minute I started this practice in 2016 onward, it was demanded of me to lay down absolutely everything that I thought was important. Anything that I said to the goddess, just not that. Don't take that. She took. And through that, I learned the wisdom of impermanence, although I'm still working on equanimity. So, I also feel like this, like Guan Yin needs Kali. They need each other. Because if you're going to be someone who wants to see the world heal, you're going to need other sisters who are just as complicated as you are to hold the vision with you, to believe alongside you, and sometimes to believe for you when you can't believe. Let's lay it all down today. Let's just lay it all down. All of it. The good, the bad. Goddess. Whatever you want is yours already. And our power is when we know for sure that nothing is ever taken in vain, that nothing that we have ever lost along the way has been for nothing. All right, so I put on eyeliner today because I wanted to look cute. But all right, let's do this thing. Let's do our final practice. A fortifying sip of coffee. Because truly, truly, how could we have a future if we don't give up the past? If all energy is one energy, then there's no difference anyway. I have to clean my water bowls. Oh, my home. My home, my home. My home, my home, my home. Oh, my home, my home, my home. Oh, my home, my home, my home. All right, 3 prostrations before the shrine. Okay. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And I'd like today's practice to benefit everyone who has ever chanted along with me, and all of those out there who have had moments where they just needed a little peace, a little healing, a little quiet, a little calm, who tuned in. And whether they did it once or 100 times or anything, doesn't really matter. Just that everybody have the peace of this collective practice. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Kuan, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. You know what? I don't have any water. It's done. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxin Pusa, calling in Guan Yin, awakening that inner aspect of Guan Yin, and also remembering that that inner aspect of Kali, Troma Nakmo, is there too, that they are one, that the wrath and the compassion are all to the same purpose, the benefit of all beings. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. 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 And the prayer for the Mani reciter of Kam by Gyaltse Tokme Zangpo. Lama Dankun Chuksum Lakchak Tsalo, Dakni Changchut Nimpor Chike Bar, Gangdang Gantu Kepa de Dang Der, Tadu Tuje Champo Chatsin Shing, Gusum Gewe Chalach Pasho, Chamdang Ning J Champo Kanlangne, Tuje Champo Doljar Gerpanam, Lame Changchut Cholago Pacher, Tuje Champo Trinle Jepar Show. Homage to the Guru in Three Jewels. Wherever I may be reborn, in that place may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue, inspired by loving kindness and supreme compassion, in order to lead Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening. May I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama Dankun Chuksum Lakchak Salo, Dakni Changchuk Nimpor Chike Bar, Kangdang Gangdu Gepa de Dang, Der Tadu Today Champo Jitsin Shing, Gusum Gewe Chala Chapar Show, Jamdang Ning J Champo Gunlangne, Tuje Champo Diljar Gepa Nam, Lame Changchu Chala Go Pejir, Tuje Champo Trinle Jepar Show. 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum until all life becomes Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechin Yeshe Wangmo. Om Swasti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungne and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guan Yin in our hearts. Namo Guan Yin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guan Yin, a bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. And wishing everyone a great day, great weekend. And, this is not like the last you'll hear from me. I love the internet. I'll be on here just doing other things soon enough.